In today's infrastructure, adding and removing hosts is pretty common, and when it comes to the cloud, it's necessary. This represents a challenge for identity and access management, where if you have new servers being added to a pool that already exists, they might have different levels of access on them. This could be different accounts, different memberships, different entitlements even, or even different properties of those things. In Portunus, we deal with this in an interesting way. When we run an access domain collection, we see all of the hosts as a group, and we can measure the differences within them. When Portunus sees that there are differences, say if you added new hosts, Portunus can automatically take the steps to correct this in real time. In this demo, we're going to start with 10 hosts. We're going to run a data collection and then request some access. At the end of that, we're going to see that our access is as we expect. I'm then going to have the host count increased to 15. And then we will do a host scan, see the scanning being performed in real time, detecting the new hosts, and then we're going to run a data collection and see Portunus reconcile the access in real time. Or in other words, create the missing accounts and groups and then correct the memberships, all automatically. I have started by scaling up the amount of hosts in AWS to 15. However, when we go to the access domain data page, we can see that we're still only showing 10 hosts. This will not change until we run a scan, and then we will see this go up to 15. Let's run a data collection. Here we can see the data being collected, but there are only 5 nodes on the map. However, if you look closely, you can see that there are 2 IP addresses shown on each node. This is only to reduce the amount of traffic that we're drawing on the map. Okay, our data has been collected, and we can see it is as default. There is no uadmin user or memberships. Let's request some access. We'll go for A through C here. We can see the account is being created on these hosts. This will follow by a collection. Then when that collection is complete, we will see the account is as we expect, and we will automatically begin adding memberships to it. And this will be followed by a final collection to ensure that everything is as we expect. And then our access will be synchronized. Okay. Now let's go to the access domain data page, and we'll perform a scan here. The scan has begun, and we can see there are 5 new hosts. And nothing will happen until we perform a collection and actually receive the data from those new hosts. If we open up the data view here, you can see the 10 existing hosts and the 5 new ones. Let's run a data collection and see what happens. Okay, you can see there are 3 IP addresses on each of these nodes. Now it is creating the access item. This is the default access group, or the default group for the Unix or the uadmin user. We're now running a collection. The account is being created. We're running another collection, verifying it's corrected on those nodes. And this will be followed by adding memberships on these nodes specifically. You can see the other ones are not involved until we run a collection on the whole access domain. You can see notifications showing us that the new hosts are back in sync with the access domain. We can see all of the 15 hosts, these old ones with more collections, and these new ones with fewer, but everything is synchronized. Here we can see the access data chart, which shows the view of accounts, access items, and memberships for the whole access domain. But if we go to the circuit breaker chart, we can see that there was an inconsistency. That was first corrected with the default user group for the uadmin user we create, the accounts being corrected, and then the access items. And that's access reconciliation.